name is Nancy Lopez, and this is The Real Realtor Life with Shannon Shown.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be here. I know you're very, very busy, so thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no trouble.
Great. So I just kind of want to start off with, how did you first get into real estate?
So I was originally a hairstylist, and I had a friend that I worked out with, and she said, you should really get a real estate license so you can use it for referrals. I'll pay you 25% for every person you send me if you're a licensed realtor. And I was like, I see 500 people every 2 months.
Yeah.
This is a great way to make extra money. And that's what began my journey into real estate. But we know that you can't actually do that part-time. So then I was like, I want to do this full-time. I really enjoyed it a lot more than doing hair. So that's what started my transition.
So I'm assuming you leveraged all of your clients that you worked with in the salon and just kind of converted them into your real estate clients, or you got referrals from that?
So I've used some of them. The hair industry is a different world in which a lot of people felt like I left them. So it took me a little while to get them to warm back up to me to use them in my sphere. But I do definitely credit my hair business for my success, because it taught me even then how to match people with people. So you need a dentist, I know 5.
Yeah.
So things like that, it's made it very easy for me to transition into a full service real estate business.
Wow. That's really good.
Yeah.
So when you were doing hair, were you using social media then, or did you start using social media for your business now? And how does that work out?
So I started using social media for real estate. I didn't use it for hair. I didn't really have to, because when I started in hair, social media wasn't a thing. I built my business on referrals when I was 20 years old.
The organic way?
The organic way. I would go to nightclubs and I would take 100 business cards. And my goal was to give 5 to every person that I had a good conversation with. And I would write their name on the back. And if I got that card back, I would give them the service for free. That the referral had. So that's how I built my hair business. So by the time social media was a thing, I really couldn't take any more clients with the time I had allotted.
Yeah.
So I didn't use social media for that.
Okay.
But in real estate, you almost have to.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of classes when I first started real estate. Social media and branding was just beginning. And so I came in at the right time. Phil Stringer actually taught me before he became Phil Stringer.
Really?
He taught my very first social media class in Winston at a little brewery, and it was awesome. So that's how I got my start in social media.
And do you have a plan that you use when you post, or is it intuitive, or do you have like a marketing guide that you follow?
So when I first started, I was doing it myself, and then I found that to be very overwhelming because it is a lot.
Yeah.
Especially because I don't really love being on the camera. It's not really natural for me. It's something I've grown to love. So I hired my photographer that I've known since high school, and he took over my marketing for the first year of my social media. And he would follow me around and get pictures and videos, and it was very organic. So it was very easy for me to kind of get going. And he did everything. He wrote the script. He told me what we were going to post. It was really great. And then I thought, well, I can do this myself again and save myself the money. And then overwhelmed again. So I hired another marketing branding designer, and she managed it all for me the same way. And my daughter began to work for the photographer, and she began to do some social media management. And so it organically became, she started shooting my videos. She started managing my content. So she and I do it now. We do it by the month. It is very intentional for me now. I feel like it has to be to fit my schedule of time. So I take one afternoon a month and I create the schedule for the month. And then I take another day the next week and we shoot all the videos. So it may be 4 or 5 outfit changes. It may be, house tours, locations. And we kind of can do it really quickly now. But it is very intentional for the month for what I'm looking for. And really, it doesn't bring me business. It
Mhm.
just brings me recognition.
Yeah.
And that's really what I use social media for, is just recognition. This is Shannon. She's in real estate. I can ask her a question. She's going to give me a solid answer. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I think a lot of people confuse using social media for marketing, and they try to convert those audiences into sales immediately. And if they
Yeah.
don't, they just stop. I think a lot of people miss the point that the point of social media is to become recognizable so people remember you, remember that you're in real estate, and also that they feel familiar with you, even if they don't meet you in person.
Correct.
So I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Does your daughter edit your videos and all that stuff?
Yeah, she
So
does.
she has creative freedom. I'm assuming
Yeah.
you trust her completely with all
I
that.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does a really great job. I've been so fortunate to have her on my payroll.
Yeah.
So this is what I like to do. And she
Yeah.
just makes it happen. And it's natural for me to work with her. It's hard
Yeah.
to do those type things with someone you're not familiar with. So I
Yeah.
always tell find somebody you can build a relationship with. It is not cheap, but it is money well spent if it's done in an organized fashion.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I think a lot of people fail to delegate certain things.
Yeah.
And that causes a lot of pressure in real estate, especially when, you got to keep a schedule of how often you need to post and need to remember to be relevant and all that stuff. And that's just like too
2
much.
reels, 1 static, one has to be this
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. So
It is.
taking stuff off your plate definitely helps for you.
I would agree.
Yeah.
They taught me at a very young state in my real estate career that you need to know what you're worth an hour. And if you don't know how to do that, I'd love to teach you. And once you figure out what you're worth an hour, if somebody can do it for half what you're worth an hour or less, you should always delegate it, because your time is better spent making the dollars you are good at.
Yeah, by talking to your clients.
That's right.
By having those important conversations.
Correct.
That's good. That's really good. How did you learn to transition one transaction into multiple referrals?
So I began my real estate career because I love to empower people. I liked empowering people doing their hair and making them feel better. And I love empowering people making the biggest decision they make. So for me, that's what drives my business, is client relations and client focus. So I make sure there's no unanswered question. There's nothing they need. It's white glove all the way. This is the most stressful decision anybody can make. So by creating a trusting, smooth transition from one home to another, it creates people wanting to work with you and wanting to use your name in a circle of friends that they know, because you helped them during the hardest thing they've ever done, and it was a smooth transition. Yeah. It can't be easy. It's not possible.
Yeah.
But you can make it smooth and create a lasting impression.
Yeah, and be kind of that peace in the middle of all the chaos.
That's right.
When attorneys are hounding you, and the mortgage lender and the inspector come with all this, news, and you kind of translate that so that they understand it's not the end of the world, and that you can always negotiate, which I'm assuming you're great at, because you generate a lot of business. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I tell people that buying a house is like a circus, and I'm the circus director. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah.
It's a very easy place for me to sit. So that's what has helped me work through very many things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed having you on the
Yes,
show.
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching. This has been The Real Realtor Life with Shannon Shown.
Thanks, guys.